A CBS News analysis finds crime in Washington, D.C. dropped to its lowest level since at least 2010. In the 12 months after President Trump declared a federal emergency and deployed law enforcement and National Guard into the city. Our analysis of D.C. police data found more than 20,000 crimes were reported in the year following the crackdown last August. That's the lowest total for this 12-month stretch in more than 15 years. Anna Schecter joins me now. She covers crime for CBS News. So since the FBI put out its nationwide crime data Friday, we wanted to hone in on one city which led to these numbers. What stood out to you about this?
Well, shout out to John Kelly on our data team, who did a unique analysis that nobody else has done. He looked at the last 12 months, which is exactly 1 year after the deployment of the National Guard in Washington, D.C. And what happened when compared to the 12 months before that? We're not looking at the calendar year, just since the National Guard was deployed. Guess what? You have a homicide reduction of 44%. You've got motor vehicle theft down 53%. You've got robbery down 33%. So that is since the National Guard was deployed. Very interesting to look at those numbers. I want to widen the aperture, Lindsay, because it's a little bit more complicated. Of course, it's deterrence, but when you compare the calendar year of 2025 to 2019, pre-pandemic, let's move the anomaly of the pandemic out of the way, it's still massive drops. Homicide down 31%. In 2025 when compared to 2019, motor vehicle theft down 79%. So this is this huge, big, broader trend. Now, National Guard troops might deter crime for sure. It is a deterrent, but the data shows that it's more complicated than that. The crime was following already before that. So even if the Trump administration is touting their policy as a win, it's much more complicated than that.
What is the Washington's Metro PD saying about this?
Well, they're saying that they are committed to working with all of their partners, and they regularly update their deployment strategy based on continuous analysis of crime trends. What does that mean? This is kind of people think of it as a dirty word, precision policing. They are looking at data and they are deploying more officers to areas of high crime. They're being strategic about it. And they, like lots of police departments around the country, are doing this. They're using technology and data. And it looks like it is helping. There are other bigger societal changes that we've talked about where young people are maybe inside on their phones instead of going out and congregating together and maybe making trouble. I mean, these simple things, it might sound silly, but according to the Council on Criminal Justice, that does have a measurable effect on crime. But again, big shout out to our data team that did that interesting analysis. They have been on this since the National Guard was deployed, and they're continuing to track to see if we can find correlations between federal agents on the ground and local crime statistics.
Anna Schecter, thank you so much.